Hello students, good afternoon. In this session I am going to explain about hydrograph. Hydrograph. A hydrograph is a graphical representation of variations of discharge versus time. You can see on the screen that the graph is plotted against the discharge versus time. This is discharge and versus time. At a particular point of a stream, it shows the time distribution of total runoff at the point of measurement. Discharge is plotted on y-axis and the corresponding time is plotted on x-axis. You can see on the screen that figure shows a typical single peaked simple hydrograph resulting from an isolated storm. A hydrograph consists of a rising limb or concentration curve. It corresponds to the rising flood. It is concave upwards, rising slowly in the early stages of flood, but more rapidly towards at the end of the rise. A peak or crest segment. It is the highest instantaneous value of the hydrograph and extends from the point of inflection on the rising limb to a similar inflection point on the falling limb. The peak occurs at the end of the rain at some time fixed by the characteristics of the catchment. If rainfall is uniform, while under non-uniform rate of rainfall with the highest rates early in the storm, the peak may occur before the end of rain. Hydrograph of some catchments from a single relatively short period of rainfall have to have two or more peaks, which may merge in rainfall of long duration. Multi-peaked hydrographs may result from the rainfall non-uniform in time. A falling limb or recession curve. It is the descending portion of a hydrograph. The recession curve is convex and is reserved of that of the rising limb. So, the hydrograph curve shows the first is rising limb, second is a peak, that is crest, and the third part is a falling limb. Rising limb, falling limb, and at the center, that is the peak, is called as crest. Factors affecting flood hydrograph. What are the factors affecting on flood hydrograph? The first one is physiographic factors. Second is climatic factors. In the first one, physiographic factors, there are again some points. The first one is basin characters, second is infiltration characteristics, and the third one is channel characteristics. In the basin characteristics, the basin characters like shape, size, slope, nature of the valley, elevation, and drainage density. These are the points comes under the basin characteristics. And in infiltration characteristics, like land use and cover, and soil type and geological conditions, and lakes, swamps, and other storages. These are coming under infiltration characteristics. Third one is channel characteristics. The points are cross section, roughness, storage capacity. So the main second factor affecting flood hydrograph is climatic factors like storm characteristics. Second is initial loss, and the third one is evapotranspiration. In the storm characteristics, precipitation, intensity, duration, magnitude, and movement of storm. These are the characteristics comes under the storm. So these are the some factors affecting flood hydrograph. And the next is base flow separation. Base flow separation, you can see the curves. The total runoff comprises direct runoff and base flow. For the derivation of unit hydrograph, the base flow has to be separated from the total runoff. The following three methods are commonly used for the separation of the base flow. What are those three methods? One is base flow may be separated by simply drawing a line AC tangential to both the limbs of the hydrograph at its lower portion as shown in the figure A. You can see on the screen the first figure, that is figure A. The shaded portion below lines AC represents the base flow. The shaded portion below line AC represents the base flow. This method is very simple but approximate and can be used only for preliminary estimates. The second point, and this is applicable for second curve, it is shown in figure B. The recession curve existing prior to occurrence of the rainfall is extended to a point D on a vertical line passing the peak B. On a vertical line passing the peak B of the hydrograph. Front point D, a straight line DE is drawn to meet the hydrograph at a point E, where E is a point on the hydrograph n days, number of days after the peak of the hydrograph. The value of n in days is approximately given by n is equal to 0.826 a raised to 0.2. where A is the area of the drainage basin in square kilometer. The shaded portion below ADEC represents the base flow. ADEC is the base flow. Slight difference in the figure A, slight difference between this A and B. The point A and E are joined by a straight line as shown in this figure. You can see on the screen, and the area below this line is taken as the base flow. Since the base flow forms a very insignificant part of total runoff during high floods, often a constant value of base flow is assumed. This is about the hydrograph, and in the next video I'll discuss about unit hydrograph.